Just this fall, the clear favorite to win the Republican presidential nomination, according to the odds at electionbettingodds.com, and the polls too, was Jeb Bush. A lot changes quickly in politics. The bettors now give Governor Bush just about a 10% chance. We asked the governor's campaign, who would you like to speak for Governor Bush? And they suggested Jon Hartley, who writes about economics for Forbes. So, John, why do you support Governor Bush?
He has, in my opinion, the best record when it comes to cutting spending. Look, he actually reduced the size of the state workforce by 11%.
Yeah, he really was a remarkable governor. He doesn't get credit for this. 13,000 people were let go or left the government workforce in the state.
Right, and at the same time, he vetoed. He had 2,000 line item vetoes, amounting to around $2.5 billion, and he restored the state's credit rating to AAA. But at the same time, he also cut taxes by $19 billion, and he added $9 billion to the state's reserve. So I think both on the spending side and on the tax side, I think that Governor Bush's record is one of a proven fiscal conservative.
And I give him credit, he also talks about entitlements, being, though not much, but I guess a candidate can't. He says we may have to raise the retirement age to 70.
That's true. On the health care policy side of things, and both on the entitlement reform side of things, and on the education policy side of things, Governor
school choice.
He ran two education think tanks after he left office and before he began his campaign. So I think in many respects, Governor Bush is very much a policy wonk.
All right, economically, he's a great guy, and he was a responsible governor. But here's why, from the freedom point of view, why I don't think he's a good guy. I mean, some things that are just common sense. He not only doesn't want to decriminalize drugs, he doesn't even want to legalize medical marijuana.
I think there are a lot of things in the plan that I think you would actually like, and that includes reduced sentences for nonviolent drug offenders. It includes more of a reliance on treatment options.
But you're not answering the question. You're not answering the question. He doesn't even want to legalize medical marijuana.
Well, I would say, there are a good number of studies that have shown, links between, frequent marijuana use and things like developing schizophrenia and other mental illnesses. But I think, John, on the broader picture.
And the law banning it keeps anybody from smoking weed?
Well, I can tell you what the governor does believe is that nonviolent drug offenders should not be serving life sentences and should be able to actually get back into the workforce. And so part of his plan would actually reduce sentences for nonviolent offenders and would increase reliance on drug courts rather than...
If that's true, that's a good thing. But listen to this clip. I'm not happy to hear him being so gung-ho prior to this about jailing people.
We passed tough sentencing laws for gun crimes and ensured that dangerous people were kept off our streets. As a result of all of this, we brought violent crime in Florida down to a 27-year low, and drug abuse way down as well.
I can't believe the law brings drug abuse down, but he passed these mandatory minimum sentences. One man got 20 years for firing a warning shot at someone attacking his daughter. Mandatory minimums are being rebuked all around the country.
Well, gun violence has fallen in Florida after
and other places too.
In other places too. That's correct. But I think that if you actually control for national crime, the national crime rate, I think you still see that crime fell even faster in Florida.
Thank you, Jon Hartley.
Thanks, John.
Next, the Republican in